Hello YouTube, Saint. And I made a level 200 build. I saw Peeve do it. Looked like fun. Invasions here are a fantastic mix of people playing through New Game Plus. Why, I don't know. But more power to them. With your average, First Step or Liurnia ganker or whatever, Rune Arced Grace Duelist thrown in. But here's the stats. It's a quality build, equal strength, equal dex. We're playing around with different weapons that are good for quality builds. Not necessarily like, this weapon would be good on a quality build. We're playing with weapons that were sort of like meant for quality builds, that have that scaling, good strength, good dex scaling right off the bat. Today's weapon is the Dragon Halberd, and full disclosure, this is the most, in my opinion, boring weapon of the group. It's also probably the best. It does a bunch of damage. It pokes. It has a running poke. Its Ash of War is a buff that gives you extra damage. But more importantly, it gives you Frostbite buildup. And if you Frostbite your opponent, they take a big chunk of damage, and then they take more damage. And so this thing that was already just excreting damage begins excreting even further damage. And that's if they survive the Frostbite proc. Frostbite does not scale. If you have a lot of Arcane, you'll make people bleed faster. If you have a lot of Arcane, you'll make people poisoned faster. It doesn't do anything for Frostbite. Or Scarlet Rot, I believe. So no Arcane is necessary here. All you need is the strength and the dex, and you're good to go. And I am not the type of person who keeps track of my win rate as I do invasions. But if you told me that while I was using this I had lost even a single invasion, I would be a little surprised. That's how good this stupid thing is. One of my two dogs is making annoying sounds in the background. She's not going off. She's not full-fledged barking, but she is giving us a ruse to let us know that she is there. Anyway, Dragon Halberd. It's beastly. The thing is ridiculous. Anything with a running R1 poke attack in this game is going to be pretty brutal. It has hyper armor on the R1s. Either that or 50 poise can get you through a two-handed katana, which I don't think it can. So I'm pretty sure it's got hyper armor. What do you want? This is as good as a weapon gets in this game. They nerfed counter damage in the last patch, if I'm not mistaken. But a weapon that's hyper armor. A weapon like this is it just doesn't matter. I don't know what you could do to make this thing less good. It does good damage regardless. So even if the counter damage is nerfed, and I don't think I'm wearing the Spear Talisman on this build. I should have been. I can't tell if I am or not. I'm looking at my icons. I can't remember which one the Spear Talisman looks like. Anyway, I think we've got Alexander's Shard and the Winged Sword insignia. I think we're wearing those. That guy was super cool. Had a little 1v1 fight in the middle of the invasion, and then his host disconnected because the gargoyle showed up, and then I showed up, and then they decided they were not going to show up, and so they left. A lot of times I do these weapons. They're typically weapons that people would consider bad, I guess, maybe. And I find something to like about them, regardless. Maybe not in spite of, but because of their badness. like I find something to enjoy about the weapon and sort of make it like my own. And with this thing, it's just not possible because it's just good. It's really good. I mean, it's like far and away, I think, the best weapon I've tried on this build. One-handed, two-handed, whatever. It doesn't matter. This thing has DD scaling in strength dex, and then once it's fully upgraded, it becomes BC, if I'm not mistaken. And that's really good for a quality build. It has high base damage. You can get this thing from the Siofra River Dragonkin Warrior. Just right off the bat, you can go grab this thing. And it's good at low level, too. Like, it rules at high level, it rules at low level. This thing's just, it's just good. I'm sorry. I don't have much to say. It's good. I find it a little boring. I'll see you next time. Later, y'all.